Hello everyone. Recently I did a photo shoot in Simon Fraser University with the model Sophie. I just want to share my lighting setup of this photo shoot in this YouTube video. Okay, so first let's talk about what gear I use for this photo shoot. I use I just brought one camera, one lens, my Nikon D810 and my Sigma 50R. For the light, I brought my Profoto B2, but I brought two lights. That power pack are able to connect with two lights. The modifier I use is the Beauty Dish and the 1x3 straight box. These two are my most favorite light modifiers. If you want to learn more about how I use them, I have other videos talking about Beauty Dish and straight box and how to use them on location. Okay, so let's jump into the lighting setup. So this is the first photo. So for this one, what I just use a beauty dish. So this is talking about blending the strobe with ambient light. So in order to blend your strobe with ambient light, you have to respect your ambient light. That means you cannot just go there and then just overpower the ambient light, underexpose your ambient light, and like many people do that. I've seen videos and the people when talking about blending strobe with ambient light, they like to overpower the ambient light. That not always true. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. In this case, I definitely don't want to underexpose the ambient light because that gave me the dynamic, right? So you can see in this photo. Well, first let's take a look at the behind the scene. So this is my beauty dish right here, one beauty dish, and then I left this reflector here, but actually I'm not using it for any purpose. I just left over there. I don't think this reflector is making any difference because the silver side is facing the model. The silver side is always very directional. It's not bouncing any light to her, so you can pretty much just ignore this reflector. Okay, yeah. So you can see um, just one silver beauty dish is probably roughly coming from the 9 o'clock positions. So if we draw a diagram here, so basically, so let's do this. So basically the model is right here, the silver beauty dish is right here, and then the camera is from roughly this angle. So you have a window light, the window or the door, and the glass door, so the light coming from here, and then there's a lots of large window over this side, and that's the stairs over here. The model is like actually at the model is that the stairs lower here, so there's some ambient light can come this way. This is pretty much my field light. So I basically have a large softbox this way. I have a whole bunch of softbox this way. They all come with like diffuse soft light. Then there's just not enough light on model's face. Then I just edit. Then this will be the shot we got, right? So you can see using smaller modifier is very versatile when you're shooting on location. They're light, they're small, it's very fast to move. The most important thing actually is the sculpting feature because they really help to sculpt the model's face to bring the shape back. You see the highlight, the shadows, excuse me, the midtones. So these three values, but actually for this photo, you're gonna have more than three values. Like, but these three main values is what bring the shape back. So if you never heard about value, is something that the painter and they use a lot. So in order to bring the shape back, you gotta use different value. The value change is pretty much means the shape change. So you can see this is a highlight, then switch to midtone, then get to the shadow. So these three value change bring the shape back. You can see the shape of her nose, her eye, you know. Yeah, so this is a one lighting setup. You can see, so this is behind the scene. The silver beauty, this is right there. And then that's the finished shot. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So this one, This one is, yeah, unfortunately I didn't get to take a behind scene shot, but this lighting setup is exactly the same. The only difference is for the ambient light is different. So why the ambient light is different? So model is sitting here, she's basically facing that way. My beauty dish is just right here. Then we still have this glass door right there, but over here just a wall. There's no fill light, nothing anymore. That's it, then my camera is right here, pointing at her. Yeah. So no fill light, just the backlighting. It's a quite strong backlighting. It's not as strong as like directly under the sun, but what I like is this backlight creates reflections on the desk, on this glass, right? So this is a really interesting bokeh. It created an interesting background for me, and of course, it's interesting backlighting, right? So I'm gonna look at the lighting. I'm gonna look at the background, and then I'm gonna see what is missing. Of course, the lighting on her face is not gonna be good. It's gonna be crap. There's not gonna be enough light on her face. Not even talking about the quality, even the quantity is not enough. Her face is gonna be way too dark. So I just add a beauty dish right here, like add a beauty dish. Then you can see, let's zoom in a little bit. You can see the detail. You can see, like what I said again, the highlight, the midtones, the shadows. These three values bring the shape back. Her face look very 3D, and that's because the small modifier. The large modifier, if you use a large modifier, if you're not very careful with it, you gotta kill these shadows. Once you kill the shadow, her face gonna look flat. Also, I roughly draw my beauty dish over here, but actually there's a lot to it. It's not like, okay, yeah, just put it here roughly, then you will get a look. No. Especially when we don't have any fill light from this side of our model face. There's no fill light. No fill light. These are no, doesn't exist. So where am I feel like gonna come from? Yeah, there's some like a very, very subtle ambient light just behind me. The very subtle, not strong enough. The dynamic range between the strong light over this way and the subtle fill light from this way is too big for the camera to handle. Like camera pretty much won't be able to see these light if I expose this properly. So how can we compensate that? You probably gotta put your beauty dish a little bit that way to make your beauty dish work as a both key light and a fill light. That's, you have to be very, very precise with the positioning of your beauty dish. Okay, this is the second shot. Then we talk about that one. Then let's take a look at this one. Oh yeah, this is the same. This is pretty much exactly the same thing. You can see, well, the only thing difference you can see here between this one and this one, see there's no fill light here. And you see the fill light right here. You see the fill light right here. There's our fill light. This is one hair light right here. The hair light right here, right? And then the key lights from my beauty dish. You can see the reflection, the beauty dish reflection right here. If you can zoom in, you can see the beauty dish reflection. That's the beauty dish. That's the beauty dish. Yeah. So, okay. Lighting diagram will be, okay, let me just delete this layer. So the model is sitting here. Okay, hang on. Sorry about that. The model is sitting here. She's roughly facing this way. Beauty dish is right here, pretty much like to the side. We have this window light come here. We have a subtle window light come from this way. The stairs is right behind her. But because when the staircase here is much lower, there feel like on her face, and then my camera's here. So is a very similar setup. You can see, like to get this look, you need to use this light, and your strobe. This is how we talk about blending. You need to use your ambient light in a creative way. Okay, so this is this shot. And this is the other shot that I want to show. So, you know what, let's talk about this one later because this one's a little bit more complicated. Let's take a look at this one. This photo is I use a straight box because I'm doing a full body shot, the full lens, right? So the silver beauty dish gonna be too small for that. But at the meantime, I don't want to lose that sculpting capability of my beauty dish. So I chose a straight box because straight box is narrow, it's not gonna kill the shadow. If I use a large like 5 feet octet, it gonna kill the shadow. It's gonna be much harder for me to work on this to get the natural look without killing the shadows. Yeah, so I use a straight box. So if you look at the behind the scene, I just use a straight box as a little bit of a fill light, just right here. So it's coming something like this angle. So this is the glass wall. Model is facing this way. We have the glass window with the light come this way. There's a window coming from this way as well. But these lights are too large, too soft. It's lack of the sculpting capability. So my straight box is just right here. Then camera here. And that's the look. That's the look. You can already see that her face, the lighting on her face is very, very smooth. You know what, personally, I don't think this is my most favorite lighting because the light is too soft. I do believe there are lighter too soft. Like many people, oh, I want soft light, soft light, soft. Not too soft. I think this light is kind of too soft, but I like this pictures because it still have this dynamic range between the highlight and the shadows. That's what I like. That's what I like for this one. And then that is the behind the scene. Okay, let's go to the last one. This one is a more complicated. So I use two lights on this one. I'll explain why. Well, part of the reason is because I'm like, okay, I brought two lights. I might just use it, right? Otherwise, why I brought two of them? So then I picked this position. This position is interesting is because once I got them, I like the stairs. I like her to just walk the stairs or maybe turn back or maybe try some walking down as well, and maybe take some shot like in the middle of action. So I'm like, okay, so this is a very good background. I like this. But my lighting didn't work the way it is. She used to sit somewhere over here, right? When she sits here, there's windows here, so the light can come here. But once she turned here, then get to the stair blocking the hair light. The hair light is gone because the stair is blocking it. Then all I need to do is I need to add the hair light back, right? So this is my lighting setup. This window light is being blocked by the stairs, so no more hair light. I use my straight box to make the hair light there, and then same thing, use my beauty dish over there. I have the fill light over this way. You can see there's a lots of like a large diffuse light coming from this way. Large diffuse light coming from this way. Lots of lights coming from this way. This light is gone. This light is gone. No more. And then the hair light is coming from here and the key light coming from here. Right? So it's still a 3-light setup. Yeah, it just because this light is no longer available, I have to add my own. Then all I need to do is just make sure these are not going to show in the picture. Then there we go. This is a shot. I need to just move a little bit closer, right? So same thing. Let's look at the zoom in. Look at the details, right? So you can see the highlight, the mid-tone between, and the shadows. The shadows, shadow here, right? So this is what I'm talking. The highlight here, the highlight here. These are the highlight, right? The shadows here, a little bit here, under here, and here, and then the mid-tone. So these three things make the shot look 3D. So that's my ultimate goal for almost any of my lighting setup. I want to bring this 3D shape back so you can see the depth, and also you can make your subject stand out from the background. Okay, that's all I want to show you guys today. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.